Hello and welcome. This is Nishant and today we are going to discuss what are macros in Kentico. So whether you are working on Portal Engine or whether you are working on MVC application, so macros are very important in Kentico and will be used in both type of applications. So macros are nothing and these are just text expressions which will evaluate and return some value. So let us see what I actually meant. Let's go to our pages application. So here I have already created a page as sample macro with a page template. Let us see how this page looks like. So you can see this is a blank page with which doesn't have any text or values. So I want to I want to return the current logged in user name on this page. So let's go to that page and add a web part. So if you are new to Kentico and you don't have idea about what are web parts and page templates, so don't worry about it. I will create separate videos regarding that page templates and web parts. So here you will add a new web part as static HTML. Let's add a static HTML web part here as, let's edit that value and let's create some HTML here. So I want to retrieve the current logged in user name. Current username. So to write a macro syntax, there are different types. So you can use data context, you can use localization, you can use query strings. So there are different syntaxes for different type of macros. So let's see how we can use all of them. Let's go back to our page. So we need to use here as square brackets and we will write something here as, and we will also take use of the IntelliSense. So for example, this is our current user dot, for example we would like to return as display name. Let's OK and let's apply. Let us refresh the page. Let's see what it returns. So you can see the name of the current logged in user as global administrator. Let's write some of the other let's fetch some of the other parameters as well. Let's go to some other name, current user full name, or current user username. Let's make it as current user display name. So in the IntelliSense you can see these are the system macros which already inbuilt and they are in the system. Username, so you can see there are different values, so you can take use of it and you can apply. Let's refresh the page again and you can see the name of the current logged in user is administrator. Let's go to some other macro type and let's create one localization string. Let's go to the localization application and create a new string here as for example sample macro key, and the sample macro key returns as hello macro. So this is our English culture, so this is the default culture. You can write all other cultures as well if you want. Just save it here and let's fetch the value of this resource string onto the page. Localization string, let's write here as $, and the name of the resource key as sample macro key. So this will again evaluate and return some value. Let's refresh the page. You can see the name, the value is written here as hello Marco. It's macro. Let's save it again. Let's refresh it again. Hello macro. Now move to a third type, that is query string type. So for example, you want to fetch some query string value using our macro. So you can simply use as query string macro. Let's use as question mark here, and it will be as system dot query string, and you have to pass the name of the query string. So for example, this is a sample. Let's save and close. Let's apply. Let's pass a sample query string here as sample as equal to Nishant. So you can see we can also fetch the value of the query string. So for example, I am passing here as Nishant Jain, then it will return as Nishant Jain. So you can see the different ways we can use the macros and different syntaxes. Now the question arises like how the macros will be beneficial, how and where we can use it. So you can see that we can display the current logged in user. We can also use these in transformations. We can also use query strings to hide some web part on conditional basis. We can use macros in email templates to get the email name, the subject, body. We can use them in style sheets, etc, etc. So you can see that in on different ways we can use those macros, and these will be very beneficial. So now we can also create our own macro, which will be called as custom macro. So custom macro I will cover in next video, and I'll create a custom macro and I will show you how to use a custom macro and how to create that. So thank you for watching this video. Have a nice day.